Now, this day, this will be specific. Yesterday, we completed a project on completely API calls, downloading of API calls, and uploading them to storage buckets. So there will be a report that you must generate, but we can see the generation of reports later. But we will try to understand details on LINQ queries today. Okay. Now, there are 4 ways of doing LINQ queries. Now I will tell you why we need to do LINQ queries in the first instance, then I will go continue with the other activities later. Now, there will be thousands and thousands of records when we are working on live environment. And we cannot use just the for loop and while loops. We need some add-ons. We need something additional to this so that our executions will be faster. And if you see, with respect to for loop and while loop, they are pretty standard, but they also consume a lot of time. Like for every transaction, if you see, the data must loop in, follow through all the steps, and you must get some information out of it. Prakash, can you unmute and talk?
Yeah.
Now, if you have 10,000 rows, and
Mm-hmm.
if you need to filter information of 10,000 rows, how will you do that? Like, let's say that we have first name, last name, and suffix, and I need to filter all the items that are starting with A in the first name. Now, how will you do that? Just tell me what will you do? What is your idea to regularly do it?
The first name starting with A need to filter.
Correct. What are the activities that you use?
I need to create one variable, and I need to filter the column of name first, and
But how
then
will
I
you
will.
filter? Will you loop each and every row? How will you filter? Can anyone else answer?
Yeah, I would, depending on where the data is, I would read it into a data table, configure filter,
Okay.
and there, like you said, first name, depending on which column that value is stored in. Let's say there's a column called first name. So then using the configure filter, I would, although I do not know if you're saying 10,000 rows, I don't know if the standard filter function would cover 10,000 rows or not. I don't know, but just first prima facie, this is how I would approach it.
Okay. Now, so is this what you're telling?
Filter, yes, filter data
Image?
table, yes. Filter wizard, yes.
What if the rows are 1 million?
I'm thinking there's some that's a catch. I don't know how many. What's the limitation there? I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that's what you're saying. So go ahead, educate us.
Okay. So what if the input is not a data table?
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Where is the data then? Is it in a storage file somewhere? Where is the data?
database.
It need not be in the form of a table. It can be in the form of API calls where we are getting multiple items. Yesterday, when we have tried with API calls, we got 10 records, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Like if you want to filter out all the items with only gender female, will you be able to do that with filter data table?
No, then we'll have to do it like the way you showed us yesterday, no?
For loop, and then you need to
yeah.
loop in each and every item.
Yeah, if female, if gender, you give the value and say if equals female, then whatever, do some action.
Correct. So what if there are 1 million items? Will you still be using for loop?
No,
I don't know the
it
limitation.
won't be efficient.
It will not be efficient. It will take lots of time. Correct?
Yeah. Okay. Speaking in the general terms, so using an Excel sheet for having millions of rows is not efficient way. That's why we go for database. And to search and filter from the database, we go for SQL queries. So
okay.
My understanding of LINQ is similar to SQL for UiPath in VB.
Correct. So all the members who knows SQL, this is kind of SQL, but in SQL you will be able to retrieve information only from the data table, or it will be in the form of it will be in storage in the database, and from there you will be able to extract. Correct?
Right. Yes.
Now, on the other hand, LINQ queries. Okay, understand LINQ queries. If you can just go here, I have complete notes available. So, can you guys tell me what is the full form of LINQ query?
Language integrated query.
Language integrated query.
Yeah.
Okay. So LINQ query stands for language integrated query. That's right. Okay. It can be any language. That's the catch. It can be Java, .NET, Python. So if you can see, we are using collections. This can be used in C#. This can also be used in VB.NET. This can be used in Python. This can be used in any form of collection. So basically, it's like yesterday we have seen JSON, right? JSON is something that every language supports that we can read to understand information. Correct?
Right.
Now, in the same way, LINQ is a method to understand or to query the collection that's available. If you understand simply like that, any kind of collection that we have, we can use this method to filter the information. That's the basic definition of LINQ query.
The rows and the data limitation, like a million values, don't matter.
Like it will be faster. It will not loop in. It will be in the memory allocation only. You will not be able to see it. It will be faster. Okay. To better understand, first let's try to understand how to work with LINQ queries. Then we will find the differences, and then we will find after that we will find what are the options that we have at all. Clear?
Hmm.
Okay. So I'll be opening my UiPath Studio. And okay, I'll start with a library. I'll tell you the difference between libraries later. LINQ queries. Okay. Now, LINQ queries can be used to work with any kind of collection. Is something that you need to understand. For that, to show an example, I'll give you a new sequence and I'll show you LINQ with array. Okay. Now, when I'm saying LINQ with array, an array can be of any data type. Like the collection can be of any data type. I'll give an assign statement. Okay. And in this, I'll give a collection of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is ARR numbers. Okay. So this is throwing an error, and why this is throwing an error?
Is it
Variable
because
type.
of the variable type? Yeah.
Variable type
Of
array of strings. Integers. Is it correct now?
Yes.
Now, what if I want all the numbers that are greater than 3?
For each, if greater than 3, log message
Hmm.
or whatever thing.
Hmm.
So you'll have to do
For each,
for
you
each
need to send
change that object
array
type argument
numbers.
object array the argument type. I don't know if what is it, integers or
Yeah, in new versions, it's automatically changing.
okay.
And I need to check. I need to use a if condition. Okay. And in this if condition, I need to check if current number
If
is
current
greater than
number
3.
greater than 3, then whatever, yes, drop message. You wanted a log message, yes, or something, or
No, I need to add it to one more collection.
so go ahead and
Filter
add it to another
collection.
collection. So then assign it to, or wait, how do you add number to a collection? Append to collection, is it? Or
Something like that. Now let's go ahead and try to add. Let's keep it as list.
yes.
Okay. Filter numbers. Okay. And new int.
Vajrang, I don't think you declared your variable.
Let's go ahead and declare. Okay. New int, or I think new list of int. So this is what we need to give. Let's auto fix it. No, this is incorrect. Initialize new list. List of integers.
So now you don't want to keep save it as an array. Now you just want it as a list, meaning 1 comma in the normal parentheses 1 comma 2 comma 3.
Something like that. This is also a single array, single dimensional collection, right? Okay. Now this is throwing an error. The reason is
Variable type.
what this should be.
That same variable type list of something.
List of integers. So when you want to understand list of something, see that will be in the UiPath dot, not UiPath, system dot list. Let's see, where is it? Now how to find the difference? When you're using graph, then it will be graph list. When you're using generic items, list of T. Okay, this is system collection generic, and we need to send in integer. Okay, now if you can see here, I have created a integer with arrays, array of integers, and then I have created a new list, and again I need to add append list, append to collection.
Yeah, this is what I was.
Append item to list, and the list name is, what is the list name? Filter numbers.
Filter numbers.
Item to append is current item, whatever
Current.
item gets filtered.
Mm.
Is that
Wait, it
correct?
doesn't. No, it doesn't like something. Is it the casting?
Yes.
Where was the type again?
Append to list in the properties you have.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. Now, these are the list of steps that we need to do to actually work with. Okay, I'll just go ahead and keep a breakpoint over here and debug. Okay. If I see here, array of numbers, and this is my filter numbers. How many do I have?
2.
Is this correct?
Yes.
But how many steps do I need to write?
Oh, quite a bit.
Okay.
1, 2,
Now,
3.
the same thing, let's go ahead and do in the form of LINQ queries. LINQ queries are simple. Okay. Array of items dot. Okay. Let's go back and try to understand what is LINQ queries first, then I'll come back here. There is a structure to work with LINQ queries. Okay. And you need to follow this structure. It will be from X in collection, our collection value, where condition, and that we need to select. This is the one query method that we need to use to filter out information. Let's go ahead and copy this one. Okay. And this will be same across all the collections. Let's go back here. Okay. Let's go ahead and type in this value here. From X in collection, what is our collection?
Array numbers.
That where X is greater than 5. Instead of greater than 5, what we need to write?
3.
3. Hit enter. Okay. Now if you're seeing, we are getting where select array, but if you want to see further information, this is still containing our information. We'll convert into dot to list. Now, do I need to use any append list here?
No, it has already done a list.
Now, can you see the difference? How many activities did we use?
1 structured query.
Exactly. Now, this will work with any kind of collection. Let me show you how. Stop. Okay. Let's also go with, again, what I'm saying now is basics. There will be few advanced topics, but first try to understand this one.
Where did you run that query?
Okay.
The from the LINQ query that you just
Give
showed
me a
us. Where
second.
did
The
Expressions.
machine configuration is too high. I know that, and still LLM models are consuming too much information or lots of data. There is some network issue from my end. Okay, done. Now I was telling you that instead of using array of items, let's go with data table. Before that, let me just do this one.
But Vajrang, one
Just
question.
close
Where did you
all so that
execute LINQ expression? Where did you execute that? Was it in the immediate panel?
it's in the watch panel.
During the
Exactly.
execution, you will see that.
Exactly. You will not see while development, it will be only during execution. Now, if you can see, I'll start with a new sequence with data table. Okay. Now I'll build a new data table. Okay. And in this data table, let's go ahead and add multiple strings. Now, if you see here, this is my data table, and I'll keep DT table. Now I need all the values that are having length more than 4, or I need to have all the values that are having length more than 4. Again, we will need to do the same activity, right? We need to take a for each loop, and again we need to create one more data table, and we need to do everything. Is it right?
Yes.
Okay, let's go ahead and do it in a different way. In data table, filter table, this is my new table, and this is my data table. Okay, let's go ahead and add SN block. Okay, now here, let's go ahead and add filter table. Now I will show you a few different things. Column 1 is my column name. Okay, here write LINQ query to filter all items from variables data table where value in column 1 length greater than 4. Okay, let's just see. Now, if you can see here, this is more or less kind of same, but if you can understand properly, let's also bring in the query that I have said you. Okay, now this is my collection. Okay, this is giving me a function method using, okay, let's just try to do something different using query method. Okay, there are two methods, function method and query method. What I'm telling you is query method. Let's just see. Okay, using function method. Let's just see this. Okay, still it's giving me this particular value. Let's try to understand. The value that we are giving, it will be somewhat similar. Let's just try to understand here. From collection, this is our collection, correct? Oh, well, this will also give me some results. Let's go ahead and save it. Okay, this is one method. I will also tell you one more method, filter table, filter new table. Okay, let's just give it like this so that it will be easy to understand for all of you. There are multiple ways. First, I will explain you this one, then I will go with the other one. This method. Let's try from collection. What is our collection here?
Filtered, DT filtered.
DT table dot rows, where row of 0. What is 0th index?
First row.
First row.
Yeah, first row dot length dot toString. Okay, dot length. If it is greater than 5, then select, what are we selecting?
Row item.
Select row. Yeah, you're right. It should be X. Let me just change it to row. From a row in this particular collection. Okay, select this one, and at the end I'll just add copy to data table. At the end we added dot to list, right? In the same way, if you want to convert a rows into a table, you can use this one. Let's just see what is the error. Disallowed slate pending autofix. Let's just try. Okay, it's still taking it to this one only. Okay, so I'll explain you what is enumerable and then I'll continue. Enumerable is a collection of anything. So when you are checking as enumerable, okay, it can be like if you are using list of enumerable, it will give you a list of items or collection of items. The reason why we need to use enumerable, it will be used to work with any type of data type, irrespective of rows or irrespective of columns, irrespective of list of numbers, irrespective of anything, as enumerable will work. And this is showing that this is the best method to work on it. But let's just see different ways also. Now, if you want to filter the information, there are multiple ways. As enumerable is the table extension method. And this is what I was trying to show you. From row in DT table dot select, where or is the value and then select the value is what we need. Let's go ahead and try to use the same function. Let's try to see if this is getting or not. From row in dt table dot select, we are selecting all the rows where, okay, row of 0 dot toString, okay, dot length greater than 5, select row. Okay, this is what we need, and that's the same information that I have given you. Now, do you need to remember and understand? Most of the Google searches normally gives this information, but try to understand the collection or how to filter the information. That will help you, and that should be enough. You see, there is no more error.
So what happens to the enumerable thing now?
See, that is one way of doing the things, and we are just following whatever I have mentioned to you. Like I have given you few information, right? Like this is how we need to do from collection, where condition, and select the
Okay.
row. Now, were you able to see that this is no more an issue? Let's go ahead and save and then debug. Let's go ahead and see the filter table. That's nothing. Filter table. How many do we have? Do we have one less?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you can see here, you will be able to find all the values on the table. Let's go ahead and try to understand this one. Do you see all the fields that are greater than 5, length greater than 5?
Even 4, not 5.
Yeah, maybe 4. This is 5. I think here I have given 4. Yeah. So this is filter data table. This is new data table. Now let's see here, step into. Okay, I think I need to keep a log message. That's the reason it's throwing out. Log message, add log message, and then yes, debug file. Okay, now if you can see here, filter new data table. How many do we have here? 2. Are both of these greater than 5? The length of both of these items greater than 5?
Yes.
Now, are we using the same structure of query, but are we able to filter out a different collection?
Yeah, true.
Okay, let's try to work with our API calls also. Yesterday we worked with API calls, right? And random user.me. And let's go ahead and get 100 items. Okay. Now to work with APIs, what is the activity or what is the package that we need to use?
Web API.
The web API is already installed here. Is it not installed? Let's go ahead and type in HTTP. Let's see. HTTP request. UiPath. Yeah, web API activities. Let it install. Okay, here I am going to give the URL for all the items. Yeah, request URL. So how many items are we going to get?
100.
100 items. Let's go ahead and assign. Okay, so from here we are going to get some value. What is the value? Response content, str response. So this is a string, right? But to work with JSON, what is the activity that we need to use?
Object deserialization.
Deserialize JSON. Now what is the activity? This is the input, and what is the output that we get?
Get the object.
JSON
JSON
object.
object.
Response. Okay. Now this is the complete collection, which is having all my 100 results. Let's go ahead and see. Now, if you can see here, the response is J object. Okay. Let's go ahead and try to see. Now, though the response is J object, what is the results data type?
Array.
The results is in the form of an array, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's just go ahead and try to add a log message and see. Log message. I'm just giving hi here just to stop or have a break, nothing else. Debug file. Okay, now I'll remove everything. Again, we'll have a collection. What is our collection? JSON response. So is this our collection? Now in this, do we have results as our items? How many do we have?
100.
Dot count. Now out of this, I can have items with gender male, I can have items with gender female, everything, right?
Yes.
Now see here, we'll go with the same structure. You see here, understand properly. From result in, what is our collection?
JObject response.
JObject response of results is our collection, because results contain all the rows, all the items, right?
Right.
Now in this, where result of, what is the key that we need to use to get the gender? Directly, can we give gender?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and give gender. Result of gender dot toString. That should be equal to what?
Equal to male.
Male.
Whatever you wanted. Did you want men
Let's
or
go with female.
female? So you put female there. Within
Okay. So let's go with female.
Select
Now, if it is
result.
true, this collection is true, then what we need to do? Select.
result.
Okay. Now, if you can see dot count, how many do we have?
52.
To validate it, let's also see how many male items do we have.
48.
So is it validating properly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do we need to keep lots of loops to get the information?
No.
No.
So this is a structure that we can use for any collection is what you need to understand. Now, dot to list is what we can keep and then hit enter. Okay. Now we are having a list of J tokens and dot to string, or else I can just give dot to string. Let's just see if I get anything out of it. No, this is just giving me a collection. Now, if I want to get only few values, now inside result, okay, I got the result, but I can do further more activities with LINQ query specifically. I will not select every collection or everything, but I want only the name out of it. Now, how can I get it? I got the result of all the female candidates, but I want the name. Now, how can I get it?
Result of name.
Correct. Just go ahead and give result of name. Now, if you can see dot to list, or if I can just go ahead and give 0th index from it, what am I getting? Am I getting only the names?
First to last.
See here.
Yeah.
So this is the first one.
Hmm.
Object,
Miss.
name, first name, last name. Suffix, first name, last name. So the complete structure got updated, correct? So this is also one more advantage of using LINQ queries. Now, if you want to go again with looping and if condition, after getting these results, again, you need to use one more loop to filter or loop in all the items, and you need to select all the items and you need to place, correct?
Yeah.
Now, something else also you can do. What if I want only the first names? Now, do we have all the first names?
Yes.
Yeah.
What if I want all the first names plus last names plus suffix? First name, last name, and title. How many of you understand that this can be achieved? The error is because we did not add a toString. Are you getting all the values?
Yes. Okay.
So in selection, you need not select the complete row. You can also select single items out of it. You can also do some manipulations. You can also do some updates. So everything we can do in the select statement when you're getting an output. Is it easy?
Yes.
Okay, so now let's go ahead and try to do something like this. Select result of name of first. Okay, let's just see if we can copy to data table. I think it should not support because it's not a valid way of conversion. This is not supporting. So, but since it is a linear collection, how can you convert or how can you change this to? What can you typecast it to?
Some kind of collection or list. Yeah.
To list. Let's see. Are we getting all the fields?
Yeah. Well, it's not in field format, but it is concatenations.
Yes, but that's what we have requested, right?
Yeah, first
So
slash.
how about putting some spaces between them or something?
Yeah, you can keep. All you need to do is just add some spaces.
Yeah, plus.
Just add.
Oh,
Getting? Now, there is one additional advantage out of it. Let's say that in this filter, okay, I should get only items that are with MS, not with MISS. Then how can I do? So normally what we do is Control A. See, I'm just telling this for an example. This is female items and I need to get with MS. Okay. Now here I need to give something like, what is this? Name. And in this, what I need to get?
title.
Name title dot toString equal to, what is that? We need
MS.
MS. Is this what we require?
Yes.
Okay. Now, instead of selecting everything, I'll select result of name and then let's go with title. Now, what am I getting? MS, right? What if I want to filter all the items with MS, but that should start with A? How can I do that? In this where condition, you can also use conjunctions. And okay, result dot title. So instead of title, what this should be? First.
Yes.
Dot toString. Okay. Dot starts with capital A. Now how many do we have? Only one. Only one. Instead of title, let's go with name. Now first. Are we getting AB?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can write as big collections or as big filters as possible, or as small as getting some values out of it. Now, how can you practice? Now, the important question here is, okay, Vajram, now I understand that, but in my live example, how can I practice it? Or in my use cases or in my organization, how can I practice it? Everything will be same. Instead of using my collection, you need to use your own collection. Okay, instead of giving something like this, you need to use your own collection. Again, whatever I have mentioned is like a starting point of LINQ queries, but let's just see in detail here. There are two ways you can learn LINQ queries with UiPath. This is one of the best how to document for LINQ queries. Now, see, you have a list of numbers. Okay, in this list of numbers, if you want to use or filter items that are greater than 0, this is how you do normally, correct? Item numbers, item greater than 10, and add to collection. Is this what we have done?
Yeah.
Pretty much, yes.
Now, using LINQ queries, this is what we will do. List will create numbers Okay, this is again function method. Okay, where condition. Here is what we can do using function. Now, when there is a condition, you can write functions. Now, functions are a bit limited, but or method syntax and query syntax is a bit different. Whatever I have explained you is query syntax that you can use for any collection. So is this what we have done?
Yes.
Now, with respect to method syntax, if the collection supports filtering functions, then we can do it. Now, let's see if here, let's stop here. Let's go with our data table, our link arrays items, breakpoint I'm adding, debug. Now, this is an array of items, right? Let's go ahead and array of numbers and just press dot and there will be where. Okay, this is one method syntax. It should be available. Like all the options that you can see when you press dot are methods. Any, append, parallel, queryable, all these are methods. Okay, now if you want to get the first item, you can use first. So dot first. So what is the expected result if you use first?
The first value.
Yeah. If I want to use the last, what is the value? 5. Now you need not write any conditions or queries here. By default, there will be some functions and those functions will give the predefined results. ARR numbers dot where. Okay. And this is like a method syntax, right? You need to give function of ex, or x can be anything, a number, x greater than 3. Now, can you see all the items that are greater than 3? Now, what is the difference between query syntax and the method syntax? Query syntax will always start with the keyword from single item in collection. Method syntax will be available by default for those collections or for those data types. Now, if you can see here, filter numbers is a data type of what?
List of integers.
Now, what is array of numbers? What is the data type?
Array
of integers.
Yes,
Array of
array of
integers.
Okay, but both will have methods. If you can see here, add is also one method, and add range is also one method, and any is one method, and queryable, if you can see here. Now, how to know when to use what? Now, if you are getting things directly using methods, see, every method cannot be written, right? Few methods cannot be written. For example, here, how can you write method syntax for a collection? Can you write? Let's go ahead and see. JResponse is not available here, but let's go ahead and see here. How can we use method syntax or not? Now, JObject response dot. What do we have? Do we have where condition? Okay, I have where. Now, what should I write here? Where condition. Okay, in method syntax, it should be a collection. So JResponse of results is our collection, correct? JResponse is not a collection, it's an object. JResponse is an object, but JResponse of results is a collection. Is it right? JToken, is this a collection?
Yes.
Of items? Now you can apply syntax, method syntax, or query these values using where condition. Let's just see. Where function of x. When I say x here, what is x meant to be? It is one single result. Out of 100 results, what is our result? Okay. Now in this result, x of what we should give here? If I want to filter gender, can I give gender? Dot toString. Let's see. Dot string equals to female. See, is it working? I think this is incorrect. I did not give function properly. Function Now, is it working? Still 50. Am I getting all the results? Even this is correct. Okay, there are multiple syntaxes to work with it. What is the easiest one? The one that you know is the easiest one. Now in results, I am filtering out all the items. What if I use dot where condition here? Now, what will be the value?
Shouldn't you give the collection first? Where results?
Whenever, okay, now here, this is also a collection, but a different type of collection. Now, if you can see, this is results, right?
Yes.
This is one key and this is info. We have one more key, correct?
Yes.
Now the collection is results and info. Same you can see over here, J response, object response. Now how many objects do we have?
50.
Two objects. One is results and the other one is info. Info is one key. Okay. Now within these two, there will be filtering that will happen. F of x, where function of x, where x is x of results. Okay. Dot count. If it is greater than 10. Let's just see what is the error. Is where is not a member of J object. Can we just filter out? Okay. Results dot count is not coming. Results dot length is greater than 0. This is not working. Try to find. I'm not able to do it right now, but try to find. Where is not a member of, so what it's telling, where you cannot directly assign it to an object, J object directly. Now, will this work properly or not? You tell me. If you're using directly here, where is it working or not? It will work.
J
It will work.
response is the object, right? We need
Yeah, it's
list.
Should be an enumerable.
even,
Should be
even J response will work, but I'm not sure how to work it on it right now. Just try to work on this. Okay. Now, two things that you need to know or understand. First thing is method syntax, and the second thing is query syntax. I will ask you questions. By this, you will be able to come up with better understanding out of it. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
Harish, if you are using a collection in the beginning and then using dot operator, now is it a method syntax or a query syntax?
It's query syntax.
It's a method syntax. Okay, if you are using from keyword in the beginning and then adding a collection later, is it a query syntax or a method syntax?
Query syntax.
Correct. Whenever you see from in the beginning, understand that it's a query syntax. If you can see here in the method syntax, let's go with a different method syntax. Tutorials master, just see here. Okay, in LINQ, it's a language integrated query or language integrated query that's used to query information. Okay, it can be used to query link to objects, dataset, XML, entities, SQL, and anything. If you are using any other data sources, then what are we using?
Queryable.
Correct. Now, if you're seeing here list of names, this is a query syntax. Now, if you're going with method syntax, if you're seeing here, these are list of names. Now, see the method dot where. This extension method should be supported in the code, or this extension method should be supported in the programming language. If it supports, only then it's working.
Okay, so this is what you were trying.
Yes. Now our J object is not supporting a where condition.
Yeah.
So it is not allowing us. But can we filter the information using query method if it is not supporting?
Yes.
Okay. So then you need to use query syntax.
But performance-wise, which one is better? Is
Both
there
are
any
same.
difference?
Both are same. In the hood, like method syntax is underlying, like it's by background, it's happening as a query.
Okay.
Okay. Now, along with that, you can also use different query operators. Till now, whatever we have seen is where condition, correct?
Yes.
You can also use order, like instead of adding it like from 1 to 10, you can also make it as a descending value.
Sorted.
Sorted value. Okay. And there are two major methods that I would like to show you, all or any. So to work with it, let's go with our LINQ queries.
Or what do you call it? All of that is possible within UiPath, is it? You said the code should be enabled, right? I mean, so UiPath
Okay.
has enabled
No,
all
no,
of that.
not UiPath. UiPath is not the code. UiPath is working with .NET. So if
So
.NET or C#
VB.NET
.NET
has,
supports it, it's
yeah.
working. It will work. Now, if you go into let's see this area of numbers. Okay. Dot method syntax again. Any. This is a predefined method. Okay. So if you are using method syntax, then you need to use function of x, where x equal to 10. What does this mean?
Pick any value.
It's not equals to 10 in the out of the data x equals.
Okay, what I'm asking is, if there is any value that is equal to 10, then give it true or false value. Like this gives a true or false statement. Okay, and here if I just give 5, this is true. Why this is true?
There is a 5 in in numbers.
Correct. There is one more method called all.
It should return the count of it.
No. Why it is false? Earlier it was true, right?
Because not all the values are not 5, only one value is 5.
Correct. So any will check only one value should be true. All will check for all the items to match the collection. Understood this concept?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So these are some keywords that will help you, or these are some key like information that will help you. Now we have already used contents, like content CA. We are able to get some value out of it, right? The same can work with this one, numbers also. If it contains 10, what it will return? True or false? Okay. Few methods will give me true, few methods will give me collections. Now, average, will it give me a collection or will it give me true or false?
Should be a whole number.
Array of numbers dot average. What this will give me?
Average value of the entire
Will it give me
collection.
true or false?
No, it won't.
So method syntax will have predefined code that will help you, and it will give you some responsible output, related output out of it. Or can you use query syntax with like to get this one? The answer is no. The reason is query will give you a list of items. Now, do you need a list of items with average or only one value?
Only one value.
So in that condition, what should you use? Method syntax. Okay. Now I have already shown you first. So this is the first or default. It will give me the first value or default value. Now the distinct items out of it.
Non-duplicate.
Okay. Yeah, without duplicates. Now this is containing duplicate values. Distinct will give me. So normally what we will do, we'll loop in with each item and check, right? You can directly give distinct and all the distinct items will be available for you. There are two other keywords that you need to read and understand. Skip and take. This we will use in case of interview questions. Now I have ARR numbers, right? Okay. Now when I'm getting the values, dot select. I will use function method and query method, both method syntax and query syntax both at the same time. See here, from X in ARR items where X greater than 2. Now dot to list. Okay. Now how many values do I get? But interviewer is asking me, okay, I want the second value, not the first one, without index.
Using first.
First will give me the first item, right? There is first and last, not second.
Okay.
There is something called skip. If I skip one item, will I get all the remaining items?
Yes, and then you take the first.
Not required. I don't want the first item.
Just skip one.
It will
Okay.
go second time.
Now there is one more thing called as take. Now here, how many results are we getting?
2 values.
How many results are we getting here?
3.
If I take 1, how many results am I getting?
Only 1.
I can also change this to 2. Now how many I will get? Take will give me the first item. Take 2 will give me the 2 items.
2 items.
First 2.
What if I have 10? Take 10. Whatever it is, it will take the first 10. If it is only 3, then it will give me first 3 values. Clear?
No one answer.
Now, this is simple syntaxes that you need to read and understand. And in the interview, this will be asked for you during interview. Now, I have a table, and in that filter table and give me the value. This is one interview question. And yeah, this is also one more interview question, like data table support select method. Now, if I'm going here, stop with table, debug, file. See here, data table supports select method dot select. The syntax is simple. You need to give the in double quotes. Okay, you can magnify if it is not visible properly. Just scroll up with my screen on. You can clearly see it. And here, what is the column name? Column 1, correct? This column DT table. This is column 1. I can give column 1 equal to. This works only with equals or some tick functionality. Okay, equal to, if I just give here text, and text must be in single quotes. Whatever filter condition I have, it must be in single quotes. Dot copy to data table. Now, how many columns, how many rows do I get here?
No.
Now, will the same work for array of items? If it supports, then yes. Array of items dot select of, what should we give here? Function. So to use anything with respect to other items, then you need to give function. Only data table supports this particular syntax. Okay, understood? So this is a simple exemption, or you can say an add-on for data table. Tomorrow, all I need you to do, create a new project, create a new data table, and use all these methods and try to create a solution and bring it to me. Bye. Bye.